Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to be creating our name in bubble letters. And these letters are not touching, but we're going to have our letters actually be flapping too. So you're going to start with a long piece of paper like this, and we don't want to draw our letters all the way to the edge. So if you want to take a skinny ruler maybe and just draw a very light line. This is just to remind me that I don't want to get too close to the edge of my paper. Okay, so I'm going to do that at the bottom, and then I'm going to line it up with the edge at the top. And this is just going to give me that little bit of space so that I don't get too close to the edge. Okay, now once you have those guidelines in, so you know where you're going to put your letters, then I want you to flip your paper over, and I want you to write your name on the back. I'm going to write mine, which is Christine. And we're going to do this so we can figure out where the center of our name is. Okay, so I'm going to start by, you can either write like one underneath, or you could cross out C and E, right? And then move in one, and then cross out H and N, and then move in one, T and I, and guess what my middle letter is? S. Okay, if you have an odd number of letters, you're going to end up with one letter in the middle. If you have an even numbered, even amount of letters in your name, for example, if my name was, if I use my last name, Walker, W-A-L-K-E-R, and I do the same thing I did up here, and I cross out the two outside most letters, and then I go in and I cross these two. Guess what? I have two letters left. So the center of my paper is going to be between the L and the K. All right. So the reason I told you that is we're going to fold our paper in half like this to find out where the center is. So the center of my paper is right about here. Okay. If I'm doing Christine, I'm going to make sure that I start with the letter S right on this line. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to make the letter S, and I'm going to press really lightly. Actually, I'm going to press kind of hard so you guys can see it, but I want you to press very lightly because you're going to erase this when we're done bubble lettering. We're going to erase this pencil line, so we don't want that to stay there. Okay, then look at the rest of your letters. I have to put T-I-N-E on this side of the S, and I have to put C-H-R-I. So I'm going to do this first. T-I-N-E, and then I'm going to go backwards on this one so that I can fit them all in. So the letter right in front of the S is I, so I'm going to do I-R-H-C. R-H-C. And I'm making sure that my letters come close to touching the tops and the bottoms of that line, okay? Because I want them to be kind of big. But I don't want them to go this far out. And actually, I should probably have left some space here and here. This one I did okay on. This one's probably a little close. All right, now you're going to take a black marker. It doesn't have to be a Sharpie, just a black marker. And what I want you to do is, starting on one side, you're going to bubble around each one of your letters. But we want them to overlap. So when I do this one, my C is overlapping the H, so when I bubble around it, I'm going to come down. Oh, I don't want to go inside the C, so I'm going to lift my pencil and go around, over, down, around, down, up, and over. Okay? If it helps you to erase this line first, you might do that because you don't want to, you do not want to bubble around that line. You want that line to be gone. So actually, I think for me, for you to see what I'm doing, it might be easier if I get rid of this line, this guideline, because we don't need it anymore, right? We're done with the guideline. So erase your guideline so you don't accidentally bubble around that. Okay? And then as you do a letter, you can either do this right away or you can wait till the end. But as you do a letter, you can erase the pencil line. Look at, you can see my bubble C. There's my bubble letter C. Isn't that cool? And then my H is sitting behind it. And you can see that because when I came to that marker line, I didn't run right through it. You don't want to ever cross over. That'll make it look like they're not behind. It'll look like they're actually not bubble letters. Kind of changes it, right? So I'm going to do the R now. I'm going to go down the side and up inside and then down and around and up and around. Now R has a hollow space, so I'm going to have to go inside here like this. Before I erase this pencil line, I want to be sure I go inside that hollow space. And then I can erase. And I've got a bubble R. Okay, I'm going to keep doing this. Some of these are going to overlap, like this one's going to overlap. I can tell when I go to bubble around this, I'm going to run right into that, so I have to stop. See, I would have normally it would have come right out here, but I don't want to write on my R, so I stopped. And there we go. And then S, this is going to touch, and I want them to touch actually because that'll make it easier when I go to do my color scheme and ripple it around. S is kind of tricky because you've got to go down inside, around, and then come down inside here too. My T is going to touch. And then my I. Oh, I just noticed something. This I has the top and the bottom on it, so I want to make my eyes match. I'm going to add a top to this one. And then bubble around. And I can't do it there because the T's overlapping, right? So if you have an overlap, just stop. Don't actually cross over any lines, okay? When you're making bubble letters, you always want to stop if you come to another marker line. You don't want to go over it. All right, I'm ready to do some erasing, aren't I? Once you have everything erased, you're going to come up with some cool line designs. We're going to stick with just our black marker today. We'll actually add color next week, but today I want you to think of some line designs. So here's some examples. Let me show you some. You could do circles, you could do straight lines and make it striped. You could do thick stripes and color in some of them. You could do polka dots. You could do big dots and little dots together, or skinny stripes or wider stripes or even wider stripes. Okay, so what you want to do is come up with some kind of a design that you can put inside there, but we're going to stay with just the black and white. Okay, no color today, just black and white. And then next week we'll be adding either a ripple of rainbow colors, or you can choose. You could maybe do cool colors, or you could do warm colors. Yeah, that's going to be up to you what you do next week with color. Okay, today we just want to get our black and white designs done and turn it in. When you're done with that, you can do the free draw table. Okay, oh, before you turn it in, double check to make sure that you have your first name, last name, and your class code, which you guys are either going to be in 2A, 2B, or 2C. I'm going to put 2A and circle it. Okay.